Alright guys, how you guys doing? Well, cheers, first of all. You know, my cup, you already know how I do. Y'all don't see that. Well then let's get to it. This is gonna be my coming out story. So for those that don't know or haven't heard it before, I did do this a long time ago. So same story, no shit added, no sugarcoating, no editing, nothing. You know, straight facts. And yeah, let's get to it. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, so the first thing I always get asked is, when did you know you were gay? And it always makes me laugh. It always makes me smile to the fact that I don't know how to answer that, or I never did know how to answer that. I've been attracted to women ever since I was a kid. So to me, it's like, I can't say I was born gay because I don't believe in that, but I also can't say, hey, like, I knew I was gay when I was, like, high school year. No. Like, I've been knowing since I was a little ass girl. And, I mean, frankly, growing up, I was, I have an older brother. So I was always influenced in playing soccer, playing with cars, playing tetherball, like, tag, anything rough, everything that wasn't ladylike, you know what I mean? And I loved it. I was so competitive, like, that was just a part of me. And I don't know, I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with it, but that's how, like, everybody was like, oh, okay, she might be. So growing up, I did always get the hey, like, why don't you play with Barbies, or why don't you like dresses, or why don't you like your hair in a ponytail, and stuff, little stuff like that. And I never really thought about it much. I never really understood that until, I mean, when you grow up a little bit more and you begin to understand the world. But so far, I knew that my attraction was there. And it wasn't, because I never wanted, like, a little boyfriend or anything like that. Like, it was never in my thought process. Like, that never came about. So it was like, to me, it was normal. But obviously to everybody else, it was like, oh, she might be gay. Watch out, yo, you feel me? But, I don't know, to each their own, but I knew since I was a little girl, so that to me, it's been normalized. But then understanding it was, I feel like that's when the issues began to rise when I was in high school. Middle school, I actually was a little bit more, not sort of say determined, but more educated on the fact where my attraction was with women. I still didn't have boyfriends or anything like that, so it was like, okay, like, I know, but now I just don't know how to come out, you know what I mean? Especially growing up Mexican, being in a Latino community, Latino family, and then being with religion in the picture, being Catholic, Christian, etc., the strictness and the discipline they have on that, and then also the abominations, and then getting the Bible thrown in your face, like, all of that shit. And then also, on top of that, hearing all that shit talking about people, being gay, and going to gay pride. Oh my god, every time gay pride took place in San Francisco in June, all the shit talking started. All of it. And it wasn't until I actually started bringing it up to my parents, like, you know what? I want to go to Pride. Like, fuck, I just want to go and see what's up. You feel me? Like, I want to go Pride. And they would look at me funny, like, why? Well, all those gay people and hell of this shit. Like, and it wasn't just my parents, you know what I mean? It was a lot of people that I grew up with. So, like, family, friends, aunts, uncles, stuff like that. But, but it's crazy though, because then we also were friends with some gay people. So to me, myself, I was just over analyzing everything. Like, why would you say something like that? Like, or low-key, I'd be low-key petting. I'd be like, shit, just wait till I come out. Like, y'all gonna hate me, y'all gonna talk shit. But low-key, subconsciously, I had that engraved in the back of my head. And I was just like, damn, like, if I come out, like, what would happen? I ended up growing a fear so bad that I didn't come out until probably, junior year high school, maybe? junior, beginning senior year, like I was a little older, but then it was just because I was afraid. Like I didn't know how my family were gonna take it, and that was the main opinion that I just was afraid of. My family, just my family, like my immediate family. Everybody else, I mean, I don't give a fuck. You feel me? Like you're not doing anything for me. Like you don't really matter to me. But my family, I was like, damn, because I did grow up in a strict family with religion involved, being Catholic, then also being involved in Christianity and just the Bible, and you know. So yeah, it lasted up until high school. And in high school, when I was for sure certain and I knew it was time, throughout high school I did have boyfriends, and I quote boyfriends because they knew what was up with me. You know what I mean? They were my guys, but they are really my guys. You know what I mean? Like some and I was with girls at the time when I was still with them. So it was just a matter of hiding and still being in the closet just for my family, you know? But it wasn't for me being happy and for my sake. It was for theirs, and that's where I know where I was fucking up, because I was living and I was being somebody that I wasn't accepted myself, and it sucks. That feeling of you knowing you're not you and people loving you and accepting you for somebody that you're not, I couldn't live with it. I actually like that, so I never tried it on my face. That looks dope. Okay, but anywho, like I just couldn't take it anymore, and there was a point where rumors started to go around my family, and those that know me and my family, we're pretty well known around here. So it was kind of like I wasn't going to be able to hide it so good. So then my parents started questioning me time to time, like, hey, do you like girls or something? And I'll hesitate and I'll be skeptical, but I would always deny it. And it felt so bad because deep down, like in my core, I just felt that burning sensation of just getting it over with and just telling them, like, you know what, yeah, like I like girls and that's just who I am. It's always been me like that, so don't hate me. But I wasn't ready, and all in due time, you know what I mean? All in due time. Everything, there's a time for everything, you know? And yeah, there was one point in time where I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the accusations. I couldn't take the rumors. I couldn't take just not being able to be me, you know? Like, I needed to stop hearing the, hey, when are you going to have a boyfriend? Or, you know, when are you going to invite your boyfriend over? Or, you know, when are you planning on having babies and stuff like that? Like, it's not that simple. Well, at least not in my case, but they didn't know that. So it was time. It was a matter of time in high school, and I ended up telling them one time when they were actually gonna interrogate me again for another rumor, except this time, I think they were already subconsciously knowing that, you know, I was gay. Oh, and then on top of that, with the way I dress too. So y'all know me, the way I dress, I say it's comfortable. I'm comfortable. Like, look what I'm wearing right now. You know, I'm comfortable and I'm okay with it. Like, I don't like dresses. I don't like being girly only because I'm just not comfortable. Like, I want to go eat right now, bro. And I don't think I would have been okay if I was wearing a skirt or a dress or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I need my motherfucking baggy shit. Nah, but just the sense of my clothing and then the way I carry myself, they were like, you know, yeah, you're not that feminine. So I was like, I mean, it is what it is. I carry myself the way I do because that's just me and that's just how I am. And if you can't accept that, then oh well. But that was before understanding the whole me being gay part. So so yeah, there came the time where they sat me down. The flames, only because it's about to be. So yeah, they sat me down. They were like, okay, you know what? I think it's about time we actually have like a serious conversation. And I remember texting my older brother first before I came out to my parents. I texted my brother and I was like, hey bro, like what are you doing? And he's like, he's like, hey, what's up? And me and my brother don't really talk like that, you know what I mean? Like, he's busy with his life, he has his kids, he has his family, so I just felt like I just needed him at that moment, you know? So, I remember texting him, and I was like, dude, I have to talk to you, or I have to tell you something. He's like, you're pregnant. I was like, no. He's like, you're gay. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I already know. He's like, I already knew it. I was like, if anything, I was just waiting on you to let me know, you know, and confirm that. And I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, he was supportive, and he was like, yeah, I already know. He was trying to comfort me in that way, being, I mean, with humor, you know what I mean? Like, some people that don't really know how to comfort people, they usually do it with humor, or they just, you know, I don't know. Everybody has their way. But that's his way, and that's why I know he was okay with it. So I was actually blessed to have an older brother that, you know, was like, it's okay, shit. If anything, we could check out girls together or something, you know what I mean? Like, something we have in common, I guess. But yeah, so he was cool. And then that's when I had to go to my parents, because they were waiting for me in the living room. And I was like, okay, well, since I told my brother, like, it's low-key some sense of relief, you know what I mean? But then I was like, all right, well, I was still hella fucking nervous, so I was so ready to, like, pack my shit and just be like, all right, bro, I'm out. But no, so they sat me down, and I just remember my dad looking at me. He's like, is it true? And I just laughed, like, I don't know how to be serious or anything, so I smiled and I laughed, and they were serious. They were so serious with me. They're like, okay, we're not fucking playing around anymore, like what's up, tell us what's up. And so I just look at them and I just shake my head. I was like, yeah. And I remember I started bawling. I just started crying. Like, it was just so overwhelming. It was just all emotions all out. So it was a lot for me, and I never cry. Like, it takes me a lot to cry. So to me, it was just, I was like, fuck, like, I gotta let all this shit out. So I was like, all right, well, you want it, you about to take all of it. So with me crying, my dad didn't believe me. He really didn't believe me. I think he really had a lot of expectations of me. And I think having or being normal and having a normal family was definitely one of his expectations. And he just looked puzzled. Like, he was just so confused, and he was like, nah. It's like, for real? But then when I just kept crying and I couldn't answer him, he was just like, oh, shit. I think my mom did cry. I just remember my overwhelming ass feeling. But I think my mom did cry, and she just kept repeating and saying that she was hoping it was a phase, that she prays it's a phase. And I mean, 23 years later, is it still a phase? You know, like, yeah, I think when it wasn't even a conversation, it was literally just me saying, yeah, like, I'm gay. And my dad was trying to understand, yet cope, yet accept it, which he didn't do, none of them, not in that night. And my mom, shit, if anything, she just started praying or something, because she was like, it's a phase, right? Or she would actually come up to me and be like, Mika, it's a phase. It's gonna pass. It's gonna pass. You're gonna be back, and you're gonna have a family and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm really not, Mom. Like, I can't be with a guy I don't want to be. I don't love guys. I love women. And then my dad would look at me. He's like, why? And I was like, why do you like women? Same reasons you do, Daddy. Same reasons. Like, cheers to that, you feel me? Yeah, but ever since then, it was really crazy. It was really crazy. They didn't accept it, yet they didn't react in the way that I was expecting them to. So for that, I am blessed, because I've seen, I know, and I've heard many parents with their kids and the way they handle that situation with them in the most fucked up and the most messed up ways you can ever think of, and I wouldn't ever wish that on anybody. And with that being said, I was really grateful, because I tell them, I used to tell them all the time, I was like, hey, I'm still your little girl, I'm still the Nancy, only difference is I don't like guys, and I'm gonna be with girls, I'm gonna marry a girl, and I'm gonna have a family with a woman. Doesn't change anything whatsoever. So any expectations, any stereotypes you always had about gay people, well, surprise, now what are you gonna do about this one right here you call a daughter, But I think they were just having the time of their life, trying to understand and trying to cope, because even today, they still haven't really accepted it in a way where they're just okay and say, hey, like, my daughter's a lesbian, But I mean, people see me, and then their friends see how I carry myself. So my parents don't really say, like, oh yeah, like, my daughter's a lesbian, but she's my daughter. They don't deny me, and they still talk good about me. So I mean, that's a plus, and it's always been a bonus for me. I mean, just for my parents to still be around, And so far they've taken it pretty well, and I think little by little they've accepted it. My mom definitely got over that phase, and then, oh my God, I had to deal with the Bible and hell other shit. I still deal with the Bible and religion and church and all that shit. But that's a different conversation we're not going to get into, because it's always religion and politics that get people iffy. So let's not jump into that. This is about my coming out story. So yeah, I mean, that being said, I mean, it was not as smooth as I thought, but it wasn't as bad as I thought either. However, I do remember when I did come out, my little brother and sister were really small, and they weren't understanding anything that was going on just yet. But they did see it, and they did hear it. And I remember one time my little brother was like, so you like girls, huh? And I was like, yeah. I was like, maybe one day we can talk about it, and I'll explain to you later where you can actually understand where I'm coming from. He's like, yeah, because right now I think you're weird, and I don't know, you're just weird. Like, he just flat out was like, you're hella fucking weird. And I was like, yeah, I'll probably get that for a while, but hey, now he got, he's a little champ, so now I advise him and I talk to him about girls, and he's like, man, you actually came out a lot more helpful than I thought you was gonna come out to be. I was like, hey, there you go. But my sister too, when it comes to dating guys, like, hey, like, I've kicked it with guys and I know how they are, so please just be careful, like, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, I give them the guy and the girl perspective, per se, I guess that's the way they see it, or they say it as. But yeah, I mean, they're cool. My little brother and my little sister, they're definitely been cool with it. My older brother, for sure. It's my parents that still to today, they don't fully accept it yet. I mean, it goes on contradicting their morals and their values, and definitely the way they were raised, you know what I mean? So I was definitely open-minded about that, and I do respect that, up to the point where now that I can make my own choices and I actually take care of myself. So it's like, hey, like, I don't, I didn't mess with your lifestyle until, I was able to take care of my own. So now that I can, just be cool. Excuse me. And they actually, like I said, religion is still an iffy topic when it comes to me and my fam, or at least with me and my parents. It's always been a picky situation where it's always just a back and forth conversation. So conversation is not an argument. But they're old school and they're old fashioned and they're kind of closed-minded. So it's not like they would probably ever understand where I'm coming from or where I'm trying to get at. But hey, at least I speak to them and I try to make them understand, and they try to be open-minded, but I mean, it doesn't work. So still though, it's okay, and they're cool. And if I were to ever have a girlfriend, or I do have a girlfriend, and bring her around, they won't be fucked up, you know? Like, they'll be like, oh, okay, like, hey, like, you know, I'm her mom or I'm her dad, and they'll welcome somebody into the family. So, and with that, that's all that matters, because, you know, at the end of the day, one day I am gonna want to feel comfortable to bring around, you know, my girlfriend, and be like, hey, mom and dad, like, this is a girl I'm seeing, you know, like, actually be a fam. And that's what I aim to do. So, but it can't just be anybody, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that's what it is. And yeah, I mean, the journey still continues, but to this day, I'm still their little girl. They see that and they respect it, and it's just a matter of accepting it now, and, you know, being really cool with it, because they're not. It's just, I guess, with me, because they don't have a choice. But yeah, I'm blessed and grateful, because again, like I said, it took a lot, and it took everything, because I couldn't say anything, I couldn't react, and I just cried. I just had to let it all out. And I know what that feels like, you know, and to also just live as somebody as whom you're not, just for your family to accept you or to fit in. And it's not cool, and it's not anything anybody should ever go through. You know, I feel like you should always be you, be original, be unique, because that's what makes you you. If you weren't, then you'd be like everybody else, and that'd be bland, that'd be boring, would be no point, you know? So my advice to everybody out there is to keep being you. Don't ever lose yourself, and don't ever change for anybody else, because that's fucked up. And to live with that, to keep up with that, it fucks with your energy, it fucks with your time, it fucks with your sleep. It's so consuming of your life that you just drag, and you can't, well, there's gonna be a day where you just can't handle it no more, and you're gonna have to let everybody know what's up, you know? So as long as you guys continue to be you, continue to be original, and continue to be unique, and to love yourself for who you are, and accept yourself first, I'm telling you, everything else will follow. And if it doesn't, then they were probably not meant to be in your life after all. However, the topic with family, that's another iffy subject, because we know not a lot of parents or not a lot of family members, guardians, accept you right away or try to understand you, and they just reject you and, you know, pretty much belittle you, and it shouldn't ever be like that. However, you just letting it be known, let that be for you and not for anybody else. Because I promise you, as soon as you just let all of those feelings, all of that bottled up emotions you've had that's been just caged and has been pounding out you to getting out of your life, like it's gonna feel so good when it's let out. Like, I promise you, it's gonna be a whole ass weight off of your shoulders, and like I said, everything else will follow. Love yourself, be yourself, don't ever change, and don't lose yourself. Don't, you know, fall into bad habits. Don't try to hurt yourself. Don't try to punish yourself for something that's not even your fault, because we tend to always go into something that numbs us to forget the pain, but really it's the pain what makes us feel alive and lets us realize that, you know, we're worth it, and that we're worth something, and that we feel because we're humans, not because we're nobody. So don't ever lose that, you know, and to keep fighting, to keep holding on, because everything will be okay, and everything happens for a reason. And like I said, everything has a time. So as long as you're working on you, you're being productive on you, you're loving yourself, you're taking care of yourself, and you're moving forward, honestly, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. You continue to move forward. You continue to do you. And don't let nobody or nothing ever stop you guys, because you guys matter and you guys are worth it. And for people that don't accept you and don't see you as for who you are, then fuck them. Because at the end of the day, you got yourself. You don't have anybody else but yourself. You look into that mirror and you tell yourself that you love yourself, that you accept yourself, and that you're going to continue to live and move forward and fight for yourself. You know, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is, and that's how it's always should be. So yeah. And I also know how it feels to not have anybody to talk to, not having anyone to turn to and explain your situation, or to even just let some of those overwhelming feelings out. If you guys ever need anybody to talk to, y'all can hit me up. I'll be here. You guys can hit me up on any kind of social media, and I'll definitely respond. I won't ever let anybody or exclude anybody from responding or anything. Like, even if it's like simple comments and stuff like that, like, I show back my appreciation, you know, because I respect that. And I'm grateful for everybody also just putting in time and energy and like seeing stuff or seeing my stuff and, you know, showing love and support. And honestly, like, I couldn't thank you guys enough. But yeah, so this is my coming out story. I hope it wasn't too long. I'm sorry if it was. But yeah, again, you guys feel free to always hit me up, and I'm here for you guys. So again, hit me up if you guys need me. I'm here. Stay blessed. Continue to move forward. Continue to fight for what you want, for what you believe, and continue to love yourself. If you don't, you know, learn to accept yourself and move forward with life, because life isn't stopping for anybody. And at the end of the day, we only live once. So live the life you want to live and live it to the fullest. Because as long as you're happy, honestly, there's nothing else that would matter. So with that being said, thank you again, you guys, for listening to me and hearing me out. I'm definitely going to say a prayer for everybody who obviously, you know, is probably going through their time. And it's some pretty tough times. So I'm definitely going to say a little prayer for you guys for sure. But just know you guys aren't alone, you know. I'm here and I got you guys. So everybody stay blessed. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you guys in my next video, yeah? Oh, my cup wants to say bye too, so bye, guys.